I've got my 5/8 shaft, keyed shaft, mounted to my frame now on these bearings over here. Now I need to transfer over my clutch assembly here and my over-center locking mechanism to this. So of course I got to take everything off, but that's okay. First thing we got to do is loosen up our... Okay, so we've got a shaft collar, thrust bearing, over-center mechanism. It's basically got a two plungers that kind of separate from each other like that when it gets over-centered. Okay, we have another thrust bearing on the other side of that, and then we have our gear that I made. Got a bearing on that side, and then we have our cone. This was a piece of walnut that I had laying around. Okay, then we have the other end of our plate, which this will be keyed to our shaft, and of course the last shaft collar. Let's just slide our shaft off and just put things back on in the same order. Put that right back through our bearings. So now I can play around with the position of this to get exactly where I want it. So I want my gear, I don't know, about there. I'll have my takeoff thing there, and then that will take it over to the, yeah, I kind of like this. Just a little bit to simulate some force. Why not? Okay. Okay, whipped up this little small key. I always file the edges there so it slides in easily. Okay, so let's twist that around. Perfect. Goes right in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off center just a little bit, about yay, and tighten it down. No, not enough. What I probably should do for this in the long run is have some sort of threaded thing that I can adjust more easily, a fine thread, so I can make sure to get this tension just right, because obviously it's kind of critical to the operation. See, this is too much. I can't bend it. So keep fiddling with this. Almost. There it is. Now, that wood and that steel are really tight. I can't make one twist without the other. And this can pop in and out relatively freely. So, boom, they're locked. They're not. This is our 1/2" shaft. Yep, that looks good. The 3/16 shim. Okay, here we are over at the Famco Arbor Press. Anchor lube on here. Okay. We'll do it again, but with our shim in place, so we go a little bit deeper this time. Alright, just as easy as the first time. Now we've got a nice beautiful keyway in there. Alright, I'm not going to show you the other ones that are going to look exactly the same, but with steel components. As you can see here, the keyways are slotted perfectly, as this one. So I mounted my crank handle here so that we can start simulating some power going through. And you can see here, like, there's off, or this slips, and then if I engage it, now I can't slow that down easily, at least. This is bouncing around a lot. Like when it's really moving, this whole thing seems to have plenty of shake, and this shaft is quite unsupported. So I found another 5/8 bearing. We'll put that near the gear here so that will support it a little bit. I need to be able to take power off of both sides of this shaft, and the bearings are going to go in the middle here. These need to be on the outside because there's going to be a crank arm that gets attached to this that has to swing through. I got this plate of steel. We're going to put our start making our mechanism that holds the shaker. I got a little toggle clamp. I wanted the one that locks when it's down as opposed to when it's up, but I don't know, this might work. Grind the outside of this because it's all been flame cut and heat treated, and that's going to wreck my lathe tools. So I'll just grip it in here, get it close, and then just get it started straight. Okay, so we're going to put this on our mandrel, which is still in the lathe. Let's see if we can make this interrupted cut here. It's going to be pretty ugly. I guess all that knocking from the intermittent cut caused that bolt to quite and tight a bit up. I don't know if you can see my Allen key's got a nice fun twist to it now. Let's see what happens. What we want to do is have a nice circle that's yay big, so we're just going to keep trying that until we like its diameter. It looks like we got quite a bit of ways to go. There's blue chips, means it's coming off hot. But they sure do look pretty. So we've got our little base plate here that our cocktail shaker is going to rest on. Now we need a way to hold it down from the top while we're grabbing it into the mechanism. So I was looking at these toggle clamp situations. So there's two toggle clamps I got. I got one that it's when it's straight up and down, it's locked. And I got this one here, it's a little bit bigger, but this one locks when it's all the way back. I like this style better aesthetically. This one here is just a little bit weird, but at the same time, this is a light duty one that I think might work a lot better for my situation. I'm trying to keep everything as light as possible because I don't want to add too much mass to this whole situation, because you know, the more mass is going through the cocktail shaker gears to shake it, the rougher it's going to be, the more they're going to wear out, etc. So I'm going to start with something light duty here. I'm going to see if this works. I got some flat material here so I can mount, cut a little section of that off and mount. I'm going to drill and tap these and put some screws going down. And then I need some sort of attachment that will take it from about there, kind of around, a little bit around the cocktail shaker and on down. Something I can weld onto there. And I want the strength of it to be in this direction. Like if I do it this direction and bend it, it'll have too much flex, I fear. But if I go this direction, it'll be like a backbone. It'll be a little bit stronger. So I'm thinking about this material here. Looks like it's a 3/4 inch by 1/4 inch cold rolled steel. So I'm going to try to bend this to give it a little bit of a curve, and then figure out a welding solution at the bottom and then a welding solution at the top. So we just need to kind of put some arc into it. So yeah, we're just going to scratch a line. What do you call it? One of my favorite Harbor Freight purchases is one of these tube rollers. It comes with these dies that are rated for 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inch tubing, so you can roll tubing back and forth. I'll show you how it works a little bit later. But my favorite thing about them is you can also get them with these kind of flat stepped things. Well, I don't know if this die set, this extra die set might have cost another $30-40 or Okay, we've got this set up. We're going to watch the tube roller in action now. So we're going to go on. We're going to bend this on the hard way, so to speak, the long way on this thing, but it won't be very hard for this. Trust me, this is going to do just fine. Put a little bit of tension on it. Just going to roll it back and forth, and just put a little bit of tension on it. We're not going for a very big change here. So just going to keep rolling it back and forth. I can already feel it kind of where I've made my bends. Alright. A smiley face already, not much. It's a subtle bend right at first, but we can always add more. Now there's a little bit of kink to it. With this short run, I'm not getting a very smooth and beautiful arc, but actually I kind of like it that way because it's going to match the angular sides of our this isn't a nice smooth arc either. It kind of has a transition. Definitely is not doing a nice smooth arc. So I've got you here on the edge of the table. Hopefully you can see this. So there's our plate that we made. It's going to go there, and then this is going to go on the top there, and you can see there things really line up with this, and it's going to make a real beautiful little arc. So we just need to figure out exactly what the cuts need to be made. I'll mark them, cut them, and then it's just a matter of welding them together. So I made this little piece here with that slot in it that the vertical piece is going to slide into, and I'll be able to weld it up nice and straight. This was a product going out to a client, I would be very unhappy with this. But I'm the client, so this is what we're getting. So there we go. Okay, I think that might just do it. It can be fiddly sometimes. Try this again. All right, first thing we're going to do is put this shoulder bolt in. There we go. I remember that the washers go on the bottom. Okay. Oh, I think this vise is a little bit more secure. We're going to try this out. We put our cocktail there, and we push this up to lock it into place. Hey, that's not half bad. So a little bit clunky because I don't have a good flywheel effect here. It's a little clunky, but let's go put a drink in here. Maybe at least some ice and water and simulate it. I'm gonna fill this up, be right back. Okay, here we are for test number 1 here. We've got our mechanism back together. We've got our, this is what we've been working on today. A lot of stuff has a lot of play in it, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's some like binding up that happens. But as I said, this is a proof of concept. And so I'm gonna lock this down. Look at that. Pretty good. It's not bad. And this is filled with ice and water. You can see it sweating here. All right. So it's a little lumpy because I think there's some elements here that are binding up just a touch. And so what I'm going to do is start working on that. Make sure everything is in the right planes that they're supposed to be in. But I mean, that's a cocktail shaker. So okay, so proof of concept so far, still going strong. If you've been following along with this project, please like, subscribe, do all the usual things for the algorithm. Not only is it good for the algorithm, it's good for me, because I am looking for some motivation from you guys. So the more you guys like and share and subscribe and all those things like that, it makes me want to keep putting out more of these videos. I'm hoping you're enjoying my journey so far of kind of, you know, hobby machining with low tolerances to build something of an art piece. And hopefully we'll get this thing working in a complete form. I'm looking at the rest of it right now out of your point of view, your field of view. But I think soon we're going to have the whole thing working. And I'd be love to take you along from the ride. So come join me. Thank you. Added some oil to it. Much better. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Once this is properly mounted, it's going to be a blast. Thanks for coming along.